Okay, whatever program I am giving, just you do it in the simulator, okay, my coaching simulator. Okay. So what we have discussed in the last class. Can anyone summarize?
We looked at data processing instructions.
Yes. So your data processing instruction contains different categories of instructions. There's your arithmetic instruction, logical instruction, compare instruction, and data movement. And also, we looked into the conditional execution, that is the different conditional attributes, and how these condition affects the, that is, these condition execution codes will affect the flag status. Okay. So kindly go through this table. This table is very important while using conditional branch instructions. Okay. And also we have discussed about the importance of conditional execution in ARM Cortex-M4 processor. Okay. So next, the syntax for data movement instructions. Already you knew all these instructions. You are familiar with all these instructions. Roll number 12. So what is the first instruction? The roll number 12. Who is
Ma'am,
your
move the contents of R0 to R4, ma'am.
okay? It is a 32-bit value or 16-bit value or 8-bit value.
Ma'am, it can be anything, ma'am.
Yes, it can be anything. So using this simple move instruction, we can transfer the 8-bit data, 16-bit data, or 32-bit data from source to destination. Just we are copying the data from R0 to R4. Only the content of R4 will be changed after execution. Okay. And 19, roll number 19. What is the purpose of this instruction? Kavi, can you just explain this? 19, roll number 19. Please say something. Otherwise, I will mark absent. Are you there? Roll number 19. 19 இருக்காராப்பா வீட்டில் பாருங்க. Just you find. 19 இருக்கீங்களா? சரி, ரிமூவ் பண்ணிடலாமா? Roll number 20.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the purpose of this instruction? Move S R4, R0.
Ma'am, it moves the value of R0 to R4 with the flag update, ma'am.
Okay.
It updates
So
the
what is
flag
the
register.
purpose of this S suffix?
Ma'am, updating the flag, ma'am.
Yes. So after execution, your flags will be updated in which register? Which register?
APSR
APS
register.
register. Okay. Next one. MRS R7, pre-mask. So what is the value of what is the importance of this particular instruction? Roll number 24. What is pre-mask? What is pre-mask register? Madan Raj. தெரியுதுன்னா தெரியுதுன்னு சொல்லுங்க. Don't be silent. என்னன்னு நாங்க பேசிட்டு இருக்கேன். நீங்க ஏதாவது just you should respond something. Madan Raj. I will mark absent for him. Roll number 24. Already absent, I think. 25, Mohana Priya.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what is the pre-mask register?
Interrupt mask register, ma'am.
Okay.
And the value inside the pre-mask is stored in the R7 register.
So this is a priority mask register. So using this register, we can set the priority of interrupt sources or exceptions. Okay. So the purpose of this MR register is move the content data from special function register to general purpose register. So that is the purpose. Special registers to general purpose register. So this is a very important instruction to access all your special function registers. Okay. Next, MSR. Roll number 30.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Tell me the answer.
I'm moving R2 value to special register.
What is this register? Control register. What is the purpose of this? Do you have any idea about it? See, using control registers, we can control two activity. One is stack pointer selection. So stack pointer selection can be done by using control register. Second one, using this control register, we can move the processor from privileged access level to unprivileged access level. So that is the importance of control register. So we can program this control register by using this instruction. Okay. So we can write the data into the control register, okay, by moving the value from general purpose register to special register, and that is special control register. Okay. So in this way, we can program the control register content. Okay. So MSR means moving data, that is move data from register to special function register. This is also a very important instruction to program your special function registers. Okay. 35, roll number 35. Praveen. What is the purpose of this one? So tell me the answer quickly. Praveen. $35, Praveen, I'm asking you only. Attendance எடுத்துட்டு நீங்க பாட்டுக்கு மியூட் போட்டு போயிருவீங்களாட்டு. Roll number 35. Yes, okay. Tell me the answer. So what is the answer for this? What is the purpose of this instruction? So kindly unmute your mic. I'm not able to see the Gmeet chat box. What is the importance of this particular instruction? Praveen, can you hear me? Yes or no? Mic is not working, ma'am. Correct. இதெல்லாம் தான் problem வரும். Network issue, mic is not working, ma'am. Chat box lo போடுங்க. To move the immediate value to the register. Okay. So what is the next one? Move S 44. Roll number 44. தான் அட்டெண்டன்ஸ் கேட்டீங்க. இப்போ சொல்லுங்க பார்க்கலாம். Ankaration. Yes, okay. Tell me the answer. What is move S R3, hash 34? See, kindly unmute your mic and answer my question. Can you hear me? Yes or no?
Move the content to the register. No?
Okay. So what is the purpose of S?
Move that to R3 with the content.
Okay, pa. What is the purpose of this S suffix? Just you read out the operation and explain that operation. The operation is given in the slide itself.
Update just flag status. No?
What are the flags in APSR? Roll number 49, Shyam Sundar. What are the flags in APSR register?
Zero flag, negative flag.
Okay.
Overflow flag and saturation flag.
Very good. Okay. Next 54. So move S is for transferring 32-bit. That is your immediate value. That is 34 to R3 register. After the data transfer, your flag status will be updated in APSR register. 54.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the purpose of move W instruction?
To move word, ma'am.
Word 16-bit constant to R6 register. Okay. Roll number 60. What is the purpose of move top? Roll number 60. What's her name? Sweta.
Ma'am.
Yes.
60 or 60, ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am?
Yes. Could you repeat that?
Ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. It moves the content to upper 16 bits, ma'am.
Okay. So it will write, that is the 16-bit value is returned into the upper 16, that is your upper MSP. Okay. So set the upper 16-bit of R6 to 8765. Okay. 203. What is the last instruction? Move not.
Ma'am, the also negative value is stored in R3, ma'am.
Negative value means it's a ones complement value or two's complement value. What is the meaning of that negative value? So it holds a two's complement notation. Okay. So the ones complement value of R7 is transferred to R3. Okay. Is it clear, students? So these are the instructions for transferring data within a core processor register. So the important thing is to program your special function register, you should use these two instructions. So remaining instructions are very similar to your 8051 microcontroller. Okay. So this is the syntax for your move along with all your conditional attribute and flag update. So instruction, conditional attribute, and flag update S suffix, destination register, and this is your source register. So this source can be a parallel shifter operand or general register operand. Okay. So move means move a 32-bit value into the register. Just we are transferring the data from source to destination. Move not means it will take one's complement value, that value is returned into the destination register. Okay. So these are the syntax for general move and move negated instructions. So we can use two registers here. One is the source operand and this is the destination operand. After execution, this value is copied into R0. Okay. So look at this example. So this example is given in your textbook. So R5 holds 5 and R7 holds 7. And the instruction given here is move R5, R5, R7, R5. After execution, where R7 holds 5, that is your R5 holds the same value, retains the same value, and R7 holds the 5. Okay. So can anyone explain this one? Assembly code to find number of ones and zeros in a 32-bit number. Can anyone complete it? Have anyone completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Nice. Can you explain this?
Ma'am, first we store the 32-bit number into
Okay.
a register, ma'am, or not, ma'am.
Okay.
Then we initialize counter, ma'am, as 32 because the
Okay.
32-bit number. Then we do a rotate operation on the 32-bit number, ma'am. If we check the carry, ma'am, the carry is 1, we increment for that.
So which conditional attributes you should use for this?
CS, ma'am.
CS. Okay, very good.
Carry, sir. And if carry is clear, we add for the another register, ma'am, it stores 0.
Okay.
Then we decrement the R1 32, the number, ma'am, 32.
Okay.
Then we compare that number with 0.
Okay.
If it is 0, we'll stop. If it's not 0, we'll repeat that, ma'am.
Yes. And every time after every rotation, you have to decrement the count because your number is a 32-bit number. So the counter should have a value of 32-bit. Okay, that is 32. Okay. So look at the algorithm. So first you get the 32-bit number from your memory window. So any format you can get it. Okay, either lookup table method or memory window method. Okay, and next you have to initialize the count. So the given input size is 32-bit number. Okay, size is 32-bit. So for that the hexadecimal number is 20. So you should load this value into general purpose register. So that will carry this 20. 20 is your count value. Okay, that is number of rotations to be performed. Okay, and after that you have to initialize two registers for storing your ones and zeros. So the given statement is find number of ones and zeros in a 32-bit number. So I supposed to use this RA to store 0. Okay, and RB for RA is for store number of ones and RB for store number of 0. Okay, and rotate the number through carry. Okay, and you have to monitor the carry flag status. Okay, if carry is saved, you have to increment this RA register, else you have to increment RB register. Okay, and decrement the count and repeat the steps until your count value reaches 0. So that is a logic involved in this program. You can use any type of shift operation. The condition is the shift must be carried out through your carry. Okay, because we are supposed to monitor the carry flag status. So you can use LSR instruction, LSL instruction, and ROR instruction. Any instruction you can use. Okay. So let's take this example. So your count is 32 in decimal. In hexadecimal, the value is 20. So you should load this 20 into the general purpose register. So your input is 65535. Okay. So how many number of ones and how many number of zeros here? So it's a 32-bit number. How many number of zeros? How many number of ones?
16 zeros and 16 ones.
One F contain how many ones?
4.
4. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. So total number of ones 16. Similarly, 1 0 contains 4 0. Okay, for 4-bit representation. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, 16. So after execution, your RA should hold this value and your RB should hold this 16. The hexadecimal representation 10 10. Okay. So here let's take this input, that is 4 zeros and 4 X. So after rotation, your carry is placed in, that is your last LSB bit is placed in carry. So here we are going to check the carry flag status. If it is 1, increment RA, otherwise increment RB. Okay. See, in data area, I have initialized this particular address for getting the inputs. Okay, 2 followed by 7 zeros. Okay, so what is the next thing? So your RAM underscore address holds a 32-bit address. So how do you proceed with this? So what is the first step according to your algorithm? What is the first step? Huh?
You have to move 32-bit number into
So
particular.
for that you have to use LDR. Okay, LDR. I'm going to use this R2 register is equal to RAM underscore address, because your 32-bit value is initialized, that is assigned with this particular variable. So I am loading this 32-bit value into R2. Now R2 holds this value. Is that clear, students? So this is your first instruction. Okay. So what is the next one? You have to transfer the content of this particular memory 32-bit address into general purpose register. Okay. So for that I'm using LDR. Okay. R0, comma, in brackets R2. So what is the meaning of this instruction? Students, please interact with me. What is
Move the
move
data
the
that is pointed by the memory location R2.
okay, the data pointed by R2 is transferred to R0. Now your R0 holds the input. Please note it down. Your R0 holds the input value. So whatever value you are entering in the memory window, so that value will be reflected in R0. Okay. So next I have to initialize the count. So for that I have to use move instruction. For that I'm going to use R1. So what is the value? What is the value? 20. 20 should be loaded into R1. Okay. So your input will be holded by R0 and counter will be holded by R1. So 20H is nothing but 32. That is your size of your input. Okay. So what is the next one? So you have to perform shift operation to monitor the carry flag status. Okay. So we have to shift the content of this input, that is R0 content, towards any direction, left direction or right direction. So the instruction is move. Okay. Your input register. Okay. I am going to use SR #1. I'm going to rotate the input, that is shift the input towards left direction. How many times? 1 time. Okay. So So what will happen after execution? See, for example, your R naught holds this particular value. F, 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 F. We find out number of zeros and ones for this particular number. So F means it contains 4 ones. So 4 into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many ones? 28. For D, how many ones? 1, 0, 1, 1. Huh? For D. So 3. So 31 ones. Okay. And how many zeros? 1, 0. For 31 hexadecimal representation, 1F. So this is 0, 1. So I'm going to shift this particular number towards right direction by 1 time. Okay. So any mistake in this statement, just have you identified any mistake? Suppose if the last bit is D, 1, 0, 1, 1, this 1 is placed in carry. We have to monitor the carry flag status. Have you identified any mistake in this statement?
Ma'am, D is 1101.
D is 1, 1.
1101.
Sorry, 1, 1, 0. So 3 ones only. So same answer. 1, 1, 2. So have you identified any mistake here?
We have to use move S, ma'am.
Yes, we have to use move S. Otherwise, your flags will not be changed. So you have to use move S. So after that, we should monitor the overflow flag status with conditional attributes. So we are supposed to monitor the carry flag status. So for that, we have two conditional attributes, carry set and carry clear. Okay. So if carry is set, you have to increment a particular register. Suppose I am using R3 for storing number of ones. So this register should be incremented. Okay. And suppose if carry is cleared, I am going to use this R4 for storing number of ones. So that case, this will be incremented. So R3 holds the number of ones and R4 holds number of 0. So what condition should be incorporated here after moves S statement? See, next we have to monitor carry flag status using this conditional attribute. If carry is set, you have to increment this R3 register by using add instruction. And similarly, if carry is clear, if carry is not set, that case you have to increment R4. So what is the instruction? Next instruction.
Add CS R3 #1.
CS. I am going to use R3 register for storing number of 1. So R3 comma #1. Okay. If this condition is true, this will be executed. If this condition is false, you have to incorporate carry clear conditional attribute along with your add instruction. So add carry clear R4 comma #1. So this will be.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, I have one doubt, ma'am. Ma'am, why we are adding here, ma'am?
Because we have to count the number of ones now, ma'am. Every time, suppose if carry is set to 1, இப்போ இதுல பாருங்க 1 1 0 1 தானே Dங்கிறது இதை வந்து நான் ரொட்டேட் பண்றேன். So first shiftல என்ன ஆகும், this 1 is placed in your carry flag. Okay. So here I am going to monitor the carry flag status. Okay. If carry is set, okay, I have to increment the R3 register to store the number of ones. So, இப்போ என்ன ஆயிரும் இங்க R3ல 1 ஆயிரும். I'm incrementing R3. Okay. Okay. Next, I am shifting this value to this carry flag. Now your carry holds 0. இப்போ என்னாச்சு? It is identified as 0. So your number of zeros should be incremented. So R4 holds the number of 0. இப்போ இது 1. So next iteration. So this will be moved to carry flag. So you are supposed to increment R3. Now your R3 contains 2 ones. Okay. And R4 contains 1. இப்போ மூணு ரொட்டேஷன் முடிஞ்சிருச்சுல்ல. இப்போ பாத்தீங்கன்னா மூணு ரொட்டேஷன்ல எவ்வளவு number of ones, எவ்வளவு number of zero.
Two number of ones,
இப்போ என்ன ஆகும்?
one number of zeros.
R3 becomes 2. Okay. So next, shifting this one. Now your carry flag is set to 1. So I have to increment this. So now your R3 holds 3 and R4 holds 1. So after execution, so this after execution, your R3 holds the count, total number of ones 3 and total number of zeros 1. In this way, we can trace the number of zeros and number of ones in a 32-bit number. For that, I am incrementing that register R3. இப்போ carry 1 in a single bit தானே. அப்போ 1 இருந்துச்சுன்னா நீங்க அந்த carry count 1 ன்னு வெச்சு increment பண்ணணும். Next iterationல if carry is set, already the value R3 holds 1. அப்புறம் என்ன ஆகும்னா 1 plus 1, your R3 becomes 2. Okay. So just we are tracing the number of ones and zeros in a 32-bit number. Is that clear, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the next thing? So one rotation, one shift operation is carried out. So we have to decrement the count. So your count value is folded by which register?
R1.
So subtract. So one rotation has been completed. So subtract R1, comma R1, comma. So here the immediate value is 1 or 0. You have to decrement the count. Okay. So one rotation has been completed. You are supposed to decrement the count. Subtract S. Okay. After that, you have to monitor the R1 register content, whether it is 0 or not equal to 0. For that, you have to use branch not equal instruction. So L1, okay. So this L1 goes to this place to perform next rotation, next shift operation. So this one is used to check the carry flag status, whether R1 is 0 or not. If R1 becomes 0, the condition is false. That case, it will exit out of this particular. Is it clear, students? Yes or no? Every time I am rotating the bits towards right direction. So the bits LSB will be placed in the carry flag. So based on the carry flag setting, okay, if it is set, you have to count the number of ones. Otherwise, you have to count the number of zeros. After every rotation, you have to decrement the count register. Okay, and after that, you have to monitor the count register value is 0 or not. Okay, when count register value becomes 0, the condition is false because we are using branch not equal. Here 0 flag is 0 means condition true. If it is 1, the condition is false. So it will exit out of the loop, and after that you have to store your R3 and R4 in a particular memory location. So the results will be folded by R3 and R4. Your R3 holds number of ones and R4 holds number of zeros. Is that clear? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any doubts regarding this? So in this way, you have to use your conditional attribute with general instructions. Okay. In earlier 8051, you have to use this jump carry and jump no carry every time. If carry is set, okay, you have to increment one register. So increment R1. If carry is not set, you have to increment R0. Like that only the single instruction is able to perform both condition checking along with your result store. Is that clear? Okay. I will execute the code in Tail Microvision. Just you look at the code. Here is. So this is your memory, this is your data area for initializing your input address, and this will be your code area, okay? So first you load your input address into R2 and you configure this R2 as a memory pointer by incorporating this particular instruction. So this instruction transfers a 32-bit value, that is a 32-bit data pointed by R2 to R0, okay? And this one holds your count value. And next, I'm going to perform logical right shift of number to trace number of zeros and ones, okay? So once a carry flag is affected, you have to use this conditional attribute along with add. If carry is set, you are supposed to increment R3. If carry is clear, you have to increment R4. சரிங்களா carry set ஆச்சுன்னா this will be executed. If carry is not set, this instruction, particular instruction will be skipped and this will be executed. And after adding all, that is adding your R4 value, next you subtract your R1 to repeat the operation, decrement the count value and check whether this R1 is equal to 0 or not. If it is not equal to 0, repeat the process. If it is 0, you can store your results. Okay. So after execution, your R3 holds number of ones and R4 holds number of zeros. Okay. So here you have to enter your input, okay? I'm going to give FF, 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 all FF. So how many zeros, how many ones here? Students are able to follow how many zeros and how many ones for this particular input?
32 ones.
32 ones, and number of zeros, 0, okay? So your R2 is loaded with your input address. Okay, your input is stored in this particular address, and your R3 holds your count value. 20 is nothing but your 32-bit binary number. Okay. So here your R3 holds your result, that is the number of ones, and R4 holds zeros. Okay. So look at here, your R3 holds 20. So 32-bit. Okay. So this, 32 for the equivalent decimal value for 20 is 32. So that 32 will be holded by R3 and R4 holds 0. Okay. Suppose your input is FD. Let's see what will happen. So what is the answer for this particular input? How many number of
31 ones, ma'am.
Once.
Which means
Okay.
1F.
Yes. So here your R3 holds 1F. So your 1F is equal to, in decimal, 31, and your R4 holds 1. So in this way we can trace number of ones and number of zeros in a 32-bit number. Okay. So do you have any doubts? The algorithm and program code? Yes, students?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No.
Okay, thank you, students. So next class we will see about your arithmetic operations. Just you try this one. So take a snapshot of the slide, array addition. So this, actually I have uploaded this Unit 2 PPT in the Google Classroom. You can refer that PPT also, okay? So algorithm is given and also one example is given. You are supposed to add this 8-bit value, okay? So next class we will discuss. See, next class I will ask you to present your screen. So try your codes, okay? Try out your codes in your Tail Microvision software. Randomly, I will call your roll numbers and ask you to present your screen, Tail Microvision screen, okay? Okay, ma, thank you. Yes.
In the last program, we can use any type of logical operator, no, ma'am, for shifting.
Yeah, logical shift right. Don't use that, what is that, arithmetic shift right.
Arithmetic, no.
அது
Logical.
யூஸ் பண்ண வேண்டாம். Logical shift right, logical shift left, rotate right.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. Next class நீங்க work out பண்ணிட்டு வாங்க. உங்க screen present பண்ண சொல்லுவேன். Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Based on that, I will give attendance.